player's name to a high school or youth program of his choice. The winner of this week's Way to Play is Packers corner Jair Alexander.
Nice.
So let me break this down to you. You'll see that Tramon Williams is going to get an interception on this play, but that's not what I want you to pay attention to. It's what happens after the interception, all right? So he wants to return, of course, like all DBs do. And right here, here's Jair Alexander. What is he going to do? Is he going to go low? Is he going to take out his legs, helmet to helmet? No. He decides to pull up. He understands that the wide receiver is behind Tramon Williams and he is not a threat. So he decides to pull up and not knock this guy out and knock himself out. So Jair Alexander, that is a way to play. That is smart football. Both of those guys, they get to walk away healthy after this game and they live to play another one. I can appreciate that. Jair Alexander, you will get a $2,500 donation to be made in a high school or youth program of your choice. That is the recipient for this week, and I'll see you guys next week with another guy and another play. It's time for Will Selva in the LA newsroom, who always plays the right way.
I appreciate that, Nate. As always, you nail those tosses, my friend. Appreciate that. Well, the Cowboys ready for a showdown with the Bears tonight. Dallas hoping to hold on to their lead in the NFC East. But with each passing week, the topic of Jason Garrett and his coaching future in Big D hanging in the balance. Garrett has been 500 or better in 8 of his 9 seasons as head coach and has the second most wins by a Cowboys head coach, but it's his 2-3 record in the playoffs that could be his downfall. As for his players, Jason Witten says they stand by their coach.
The number one job of the head coach, in my opinion, is to be able to provide perspective where the team needs to go and then show how we're going to go get there. You know, and then does the team respond to that, whatever that message may be. And I think the team has responded to his message and what he, kind of the blueprint he lays out week in and week out of what's going to allow us to be successful. So, man, look, the team never quit on him. You know, I mean, this team fights hard and plays hard. Just look, you got to win games, you know, and that goes for all of us. But all the guys in this locker room would, run through a wall for him, and I think that's never even came in question.
Well, meantime, Vikings running back Dalvin Cook reiterating that he plans on playing Sunday against the Lions. Cook left Monday's loss to Seattle with a shoulder injury. The team has him listed with the chest injury. Cook was a limited participant in Wednesday's walkthrough. Well, it's not like Lamar Jackson needs any divine intervention. We know how blessed he is with talent. But the word of his athletic prowess has spread all the way to the Vatican, specifically the pontiff, the Baltimore Archbishop, presenting Pope Francis with a Jackson jersey with Francis emblazoned on the back of it. Now, the jersey was signed by both Jackson and head coach John Harbaugh. The Archbishop saying it got a big smile and a thumbs up from Pope Francis. Now, I would imagine he did the sign of the cross. I would imagine he did the sign of the cross and said, "Not bad for a running back." Just
Hey!
But
big trust.
Well done, Will. Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Back in your party days, college, a bottle of Pop-Off, a bag of wine, and the game Two Truths and a Lie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's like on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're going to do the daytime morning version. Right now, it's a new take on an old classic. Let's play a game of 2 trends and a lie. Here's the deal, gentlemen, here in New York. I will give you 3 stats from teams currently in the AFC playoff picture. These are all true things. You tell me, though, which trend you think is a lie, which is not going to continue for the next, let's see, or just for this week. Or the rest of the way, okay? First up, I submit Patrick Mahomes. He's thrown for under 200 yards in back-to-back starts. That is the first time, by the way, that's happened in his entire career. They, of course, face the Patriots in Foxborough on Sunday. Next, Lamar Jackson has gone 9 straight games with over 60 yards rushing. The Ravens head to Buffalo to take on a feisty run defense with the Bills. And finally, let's talk about the Steelers here. They've gone 3 straight weeks with less than 200 passing yards. Devlin Hodges gets the start against the Cardinals on Sunday. So, Peter, which of these trends is a lie? Which stops Week 14?
No one has been able to stop Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson gets stopped this weekend in Buffalo. And there's some history here. Let me go with Lamar Jackson. He's not going to run for 60-plus yards because when he was in college in 2016, he ran all over everyone. And then he played the University of Houston in a game. And Louisville was ranked number 3 overall. And what happened? Let's see the box score of that game here. Look at Lamar Jackson. He ran for 33 yards on 25 rushes. Look at the bottom player on that University of Houston team on the bottom there. Ed Oliver had 6 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, a forced fumble. Oh, someone's got his number. I'm saying Ed Oliver, not Aaron Donald, not DeForest Buckner, not Joey Bosa. Ed Oliver is going to be the one who stops Lamar Jackson.
Would you be willing to double down and suggest that the opposing quarterback, same draft class, has more success rushing than Lamar Jackson?
I could see Josh Allen rushing for more yards and more touchdowns than Lamar Jackson up in Buffalo this weekend. And for the record,
has more rushing touchdowns.
He does.
For
the record, you called it Popov. I always thought it was Popo the Fifth, and it was a Roman numeral. That's great.
No, wow. That's amazing.
This jersey's been out more than
Kyle,
the Keenan Allen jersey, Peter. All right, which one is a lie? Okay, I'm going to look towards the bottom here. I'm going to look at the Steelers, and I got deep in duck research. I was going to think there might be an angle that ducks only fly short distances, but they actually can fly for like 800 miles at a time. I was researching waterfowl this weekend, but I do think this one's going to end. You know why? Because 800 miles at a time is about what Jared Goff threw for the Cardinals, against the Cardinals last week. Jared Goff, if you didn't see Rams-Cardinals, and probably didn't, he had 323 yards at the half. Norm Van Brocklin was trending because he has the single-game record. I think the duck gets it going. I think we have more James Washington. 200 yards is not a high bar to get, especially as a team that accommodated. So I'm going to go with the duck. I'm even calling it.
Hey! Waterfowl research.
That's it. Normally it's just foul, but now waterfowl.
With the walk-off. That's cute. Okay, Lamar Jackson. You're tripping, Shregs. Okay. I hear what you're saying, Kyle, but you're wrong. It's right here. Mahomes will stay grounded. That is the lie.
Okay.
Listen, last week I made
What are you guys doing?
Kyle.
Sorry, we talk pop-off. I get frisky.
Last week I made a big deal of Pat Mahomes rushing for a touchdown. And everybody said, oh, he looks good. And I said, it's deeper than that. The simple fact that defenses now have to account for his legs, it's going to open it up. I get it. The Patriots got a good defense.
Yeah.
The boogeyman. But I've seen them get dismantled this season. So you know what stops the boogeyman?
What?
You know what unmasks the boogeyman like the end of a Scooby-Doo episode? Speed, which they have at wide receiver. Consistent tight end, which we know that they got. And then on top of that, Pat Mahomes' legs.
They've had that. He's on a streak of 200. What's different? What's different?
Pat Mahomes' legs.
He's different? Really?
Yeah, he's healthy. And the simple fact that he can get outside the pocket, you can't take that individual and drop him into coverage. All of a sudden, that cornerback or that linebacker or safety has to drop down in the box and play spy, which gives him the ability to pick apart your defense. And on top of that, you know what else counts with passing yards? Screens. And shovel passes.
Yes.
That creativity within that offense.
Are you taking the Chiefs this week over the Patriots?
I don't know, Shregs. I got one more.